According to Global Change Data Lab, the deadliest natural catastrophes each year, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, hurricanes, tsunamis, floods, wildfires, and droughts, kill on average close to 60,000 people. Millions of lives have been lost as a result of these tragedies in some circumstances. Since the dawn of humanity, violent natural disasters have been an aspect of existence, yet the death tolls from the earliest of these catastrophes have been lost to history. The top 10 natural disasters are listed below. From fewer to more fatalities. Welcome to The Amazing Facts. Stay tuned. Top 10 deadliest natural disasters in history. Subscribe to our channel for more videos. Number 10. Aleppo earthquake. On October the 11th, 1138, earthquakes started to be felt beneath the Syrian city of Aleppo. Aleppo is situated along the Dead Sea Transform series of geologic faults, a plate boundary that separates the Arabian plate from the African plate. Although the exact size of the earthquake is lost to history, chroniclers of the time noted that Aleppo's citadel and many of the city's homes collapsed. According to a 2004 paper published in the journal Annals of Geophysics, the death toll is estimated to be around 230,000. But that estimate dates back to the 15th century, and the historian who reported it may have confused the Aleppo earthquake with one that occurred in what is now the modern-day Eurasian nation of Georgia. Number 9. Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. The destructive magnitude 9.1 earthquake that occurred off the west coast of Sumatra, Indonesia, on December 26, 2004 is tied for 9th position. An enormous tsunami caused by the earthquake uprooted nearly 2 million people from their homes in 14 South Asian and East African nations, killing about 230,000 people. Residents had little time to flee to higher ground since the tsunami, which was moving at up to 500 miles per hour, arrived on land in as little as 15 to 20 minutes after the earthquake. This event is regarded the third greatest earthquake in the globe since 1900, and its tsunami has killed more people than any other tsunami in recorded history. In certain locations, especially in hardest-hit Indonesia, the tsunami wave reached over 100 feet high. Number 8. Banqiao Dam failure. Banqiao Dam was built to withstand a flood that occurs once every 1,000 years. Weather forecasts were unable to foresee the 1 in 2,000-year storm that happened in August of 1975, which dumped more than a year's worth of rainfall in a single day. Due in part to silt blockage, the sluice gates were unable to handle the water overflow. The obstruction caused 64 dams to fail. A massive wave that was 10 kilometers wide and 3 to 7 meters high rushed into the plains below at a speed of about 50 kilometers per hour when the dam finally burst. It almost completely destroyed a 55 kilometers long by 15 kilometers wide region, and it also produced transient lakes that reached a size of 12,000 kilometers square. Due to bad weather and communication, evacuation orders had not been fully carried out. Number 7. Tangshan earthquake. In terms of the number of fatalities, the Tangshan earthquake is among the deadliest earthquakes to occur in the modern era. The Chinese city of Tangshan was destroyed by an earthquake with a magnitude of 7.8 at 3:42 in the morning on July 28, 1976, according to a study by the U.S. Geological Survey. Over 240,000 people lost their lives at Tangshan, an industrial city with a population of about 1 million at the time of the accident. Although this was the reported death toll, some experts believe that it is significantly understated and that the actual number of fatalities was probably closer to 700,000. According to reports, 85% of Tangshan's buildings fell, and tremors could be felt more than 100 miles distant in Beijing, China. It took several years for Tangshan to be reconstructed to its former splendor. Number 6. Kifeng flood. In order to stop the peasant rebel Li Zikong from taking control, the Ming army flooded Kifeng, a prefecture-level city in eastern Henan Province, People's Republic of China, with water from the Yellow River in 1642. Kifeng is situated along the southern bank of the Yellow River. One of the bloodiest single acts of war in history and the second greatest single loss of human life of its time, the deluge killed around half of the 600,000 population of Kifeng, and it was followed by starvation and pestilence. The Wanghe River's role in the flood has led to the flood being referred to as a natural calamity. Number 5. India cyclone. The port city of Karinga was completely devastated in 1839 by a 40-foot tidal wave brought on by a massive hurricane. The city was never fully rebuilt, 20,000 boats in the bay were lost, and 300,000 people perished. The port city at the mouth of the Ganges River was wrecked by 3 tidal waves brought on by a hurricane in 1789, thus this wasn't Karinga's first significant disaster. An estimated 20,000 people drowned and the majority of ships were sunk. Number 4. Shaanxi earthquake. China's Shaanxi province was struck by the deadliest earthquake ever on January 23, 1556. According to the Science Museums of China, the quake, known as the Jiajing Great Earthquake, after the emperor whose reign it happened in, destroyed a 621 square mile portion of the nation. As the Aodong, or cave dwellings dug into the region's lowest plateaus, fell, an estimated 830,000 people perished. The actual size of the earthquake is lost to history, but geophysicists of the present day estimate it to have been approximately magnitude 8. Number 3. Bola cyclone. On November 12, 1970, Bangladesh, then part of East Pakistan, was devastated by the Bola cyclone. One of the deadliest natural disasters in modern times, it was also the deadliest tropical cyclone ever recorded. Up to 500,000 people perished in the storm, mostly as a result of the storm surge that submerged many of the Ganges Delta's low-lying islands. Both regional political figures in East Pakistan and the foreign media harshly condemned the Pakistani government for the way it handled the storm's aftermath aid efforts. On November 11th, the cyclone strengthened into a strong cyclonic storm and started to veer northeast as it got closer to the head of the bay. The storm developed a visible eye, and later that day, it peaked with sustained winds of 185 km per hour. At about the same time as the local high tide on November 12th, the hurricane made landfall on the East Pakistani coastline. Number 2. Yellow River flood. China's Yellow River is prone to flooding because of the vast area of mostly flat land that surrounds it. The Yellow River floods of 1887 wreaked havoc on the region and killed between 900,000 and 2 million people. It was one of the deadliest occurrences of a natural calamity ever. Thanks to a series of dikes constructed to confine the river as it flowed through the farms of central China in the late 1880s. These dikes had accumulated silt over time, progressively raising the river's elevation. 5,000 square kilometers of low-lying country was submerged in September 1887 as the river rose due to severe rainfall, spilling over these dikes. Number 1. Yangtze River flood. The Central China floods of 1931, the deadliest natural disaster in recorded history, were brought on by excessive rainfall over central China in July and August of that year. As spring snowmelt mixed with the more than 24 inches of rain that poured during the month of July alone, the Yangtze River overflowed its banks. The flood covered about 70,000 square miles, turning the Yangtze into what appeared to be a massive lake or ocean. According to the Nature of Disaster in China, The 1931 Yangtze River flood. Although NOAA estimates that as many as 3.7 million people may have perished, current government estimates place the death toll at around 2 million. Thank you for watching. Subscribe our channel for latest notifications.